Good tips?
I don't make tips.
Say that again.
I make hourly.
Serious? So where do the tips go?
The owner.
When I was a kid, one of my dreams was to have my very own restaurant. Had no idea what kind of food or how to make any food, but I knew that's what I wanted. I've since grown up and realized the world is just a black hole that sucks up dreams, and instead I became a YouTuber. But there's one other reason that I've never opened up a restaurant, and that reason is the show we're going to be looking at today. Kitchen Nightmares. Kitchen Nightmares ran from 2007 to 2023 and followed Master Chef Gordon Ramsay as he traveled across the country in an effort to save failing restaurants with his knowledge of the culinary arts and the restaurant business. And I think we all know that his methods are sometimes a bit extreme. He's a lot.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
But that's what makes the show, and that's why we all watch. Now, this is the first time I've touched the show on my channel in the last 2 years of me pretty consistently just covering TV shows, and there is good reason for that. It pretty much boils down to me wanting to wait until I had a decent Gordon Ramsay impression down, and I can confidently say that has not happened yet. Like, if I do the impression, you get the idea, but you'll see. The episode we're going to be watching today is a pretty popular one, so you may have heard of it or even seen the episode itself, and that episode is Amy's Baking Company. It really was just the first comment I saw suggesting an episode, and you know by now that's how it goes around here. So without further ado, let's take a look at Kitchen Nightmares.
An upscale Phoenix suburb. It's also home to Amy's Baking Company. Opened in 2006 by husband and wife team Sammy and Amy Buzaglo.
It was at a very early age that I discovered I had a real, true passion and talent for anything having to do with the culinary arts.
Just give me the pear salad, darling, if you can.
All right. So in 2006, Sammy invested over $1 million into this restaurant.
Right off the bat, I guess Sammy is fucking loaded because $1 million? He literally just threw $1 million into this restaurant because his wife was like, hey, I'd really like to open up a restaurant. Do you think you can maybe help with the startup costs? Okay, you know what? Yeah, how much do you need? Not a whole lot. Nothing more than $1 million. Oh, my entire net worth. Okay, alright, yeah, sure. As long as we don't end up on Kitchen Nightmares.
Amy's Baking Company.
Now, one thing this restaurant does have going for it is its impeccable customer service.
If someone has criticism, Sammy tells them you don't know what the food is supposed to taste like.
Even you don't know what is wrong with it. Is your first time?
Last time.
And last time, don't come back, madam.
Well, it is some sort of customer service. It may not be the best, or in service of the customer, but there is definitely an interaction afoot.
I will go tell them to fuck off if my husband doesn't.
But they take it one step further and retaliate against them.
I hope he eats it, and I just made it really spicy for him. Come here. Hurt him.
Well, that can't be on the up and up at all. That sort of sounds like a crime.
And unfortunately, the majority of the people in Arizona think that if you come to our restaurant, that we're gonna yell at you, scream at you, and throw you outside.
I can't imagine why.
And that is not who we are. Daniela, keep walking, mister. You just keep walking.
I imagine that guy that she told to keep walking wasn't even at the restaurant or part of this whatsoever. He was just out for a walk and got caught in the crossfire.
I think Chef Ranch is going to be wasting his time. You can't change Sammy and Amy. They're lost cause.
Now, cutting to the waitress, we get to see my favorite part of these episodes, and it's when the waitresses just air out all of their grievances because they know Gordon Ramsay is coming to the restaurant. And even more so when they're actually talking to Gordon, it's my favorite part because they do not hold back. They get to talk heaps of shit about this restaurant, like, Gordon, this place is fucked.
Sammy.
Look all the orders I have.
What do you want?
Nothing. Go to the kitchen. Oh, la, 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 la.
So this first night, Gordon is not present, and we get to see how the restaurant operates as usual. Well, kinda. You gotta imagine the cameras being there kind of changes the dynamic, but for the most part, you get the idea.
Okay, just move. I know.
Sammy thinks that he's doing everything all by himself,
4C.
but Sammy doesn't realize he's actually messing everything up.
Well, sounds like a slick operation to me. I think this episode is gonna be a piece of cake.
I need another wine.
Cannot work. I cannot work. I can't.
It is a painful watch seeing this old man try to operate that computer. It's like when you're at a grocery store when it's absolutely packed and some old guy in line's like, there's actually no line at the At the self-checkout, I think I'll try that today, and it's just this.
The diners are in for a long wait,
I've never waited this long for one pizza.
but the one table that has received their food is unsatisfied.
What is the problem with it?
Like the Caesar is, I don't know.
Even you don't know what is wrong with it.
The egg is...
Okay, if you came to eat to enjoy, then you should know what you like to eat, sir.
Apparently you don't know what you like to eat.
I guess not.
You know, I love this high IQ response to criticism, like, I'm sorry, did you come here to enjoy your food? Well, yeah, I mean, that was the initial plan, but okay, then fucking enjoy it. Alright, that's my wife you're talking about back there, buddy.
Okay, Amy,
What?
can you make me pear salad instead of that Caesar?
Seriously?
Don't worry, I told them to fuck off.
He's like all in the back, like yelling.
So as the night goes on, orders are not met with excitement from the guests. There's long waits, tensions are rising, but that means we get to see some of Sammy's famous de-escalation skills on display.
We're waiting on one pizza.
It's coming now, now.
You keep saying that. You've been saying that for an hour.
Look at him. He's like, where's my pizza?
Really?
Send him home.
Yeah, you have a pizza, it's coming. You want to wait, you wait. You don't want to pay what did you have and you fuck off from here. Do you understand?
Sammy,
Do you understand? You fuck you, sir. What is Amy?
I'm in the office.
Don't call the police, you crazy? Where's the pizza?
It's in the oven. He can suck it.
You pay. You don't go out. You, if you touch a you come from Yelp, I told you. You go. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Are you kidding me right
No,
now?
I'm kidding. I'm fuck you.
I love one of the show guys coming from off camera to break this up like, whoa, hey man, look, our liability insurance does not cover what may have been about to happen, okay? So let's pump the brakes, all right?
Give me a break. This is, you guys, I make excellent food. You motherfuckers, you all think that you can come in here and say these things. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this before.
God, Gordon Ramsay is not even here yet.
Chef Ramsay arrives looking to find out why Amy's baking company needs his help.
I love desserts.
Hey, chef.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Hi, chef. Don't ask about last night. How are you?
Wow. Well, look at that. Come on.
My wife, Amy, yeah.
Can I meet this lady?
Yes, now.
Please?
Yeah. Amy,
Yes?
Gordon Ramsay want to meet you. He want to know who is the chef of who does all those beautiful...
Hey, Amy? What? Chef Ramsay's here. He'd like to meet you. Oh, okay, I'll be right out.
He is my soulmate, and we're in this business together.
Fine,
and we
why not?
stand strong together. We have to because there's a lot of online bullies and haters and bloggers. We stand up to them, and I think we're the only ones that ever have as restaurant owners. And they come and they try to attack us and say horrible things that are not true. Because they're used to eating processed wood chips or used to getting things for free and not from us.
Okay. Let's catch up.
She sounds like a kid trying to tell on their sibling to their mom and just creating the longest run-on sentence you've ever heard without taking a single breath.
Is this a joke? I mean, look, dates, labels,
Yes, everything, yeah.
sectioned off. Wow, what a pleasure.
Throughout my life, had a passion and a God-given talent for it, and this is all I want to do.
That's lovely.
Thank you.
And the Ganesh as well.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
So far, Gordon being here, he likes what he sees. The kitchen is clean, the owners are nice, he even really enjoys some of the bakery items. So that begs the question, what's wrong with this bloody restaurant?
What's wrong with this bloody restaurant?
Of course, the problems with this place have nothing to do with Amy or Sammy, and it all stems from one nasty Yelp review. Over 2 years ago.
But when did this start?
2.5 years ago.
This guy came in that started this entire online bullying.
He ordered pizza margarita. And after I say, okay, how is your pizza? He said, it's a frozen pizza. The next day he went and gave us a review. Oh my God.
And when this review was posted, Amy naturally did what any responsible business owner would do, and proceeded to respond calling him names.
My wife, she was...
Well, retaliated.
You wrote back to him.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well,
Why?
I told him I thought he was a loser, he was a moron.
No,
I
now you're
didn't
insulting
take
him.
him.
But it's okay. He started it.
I understand he insulted
Yeah,
me first,
he
and I
started.
attacked back. I'm not going to let anybody bully me, bully my husband. That's a joke.
You need thick skin in this business.
So apparently that review was the first domino knocked over and has since spawned a targeted online smear campaign against Amy's baking company that has lasted 2.5 years. Sheesh.
Do you have children?
Well, we have 3 little boys, but they're trapped inside
Wow.
cat bodies. Yeah.
Yeah, they're cats.
Our babies are cats. They're my whole life besides my husband and my business.
I love Gordon's reaction to her saying that. We actually have 3 boys at home. Well, okay, They're actually our cats.
Meeting you two for the first time, you are both fucking nuts.
I know.
I'm gonna have a little sample of the menu.
Okay,
Do your thing normally.
I will.
Now at this point you're probably thinking, man, what a well-oiled machine here. I can't imagine what the problem can be. Let's talk to one of the servers. Maybe that'll clear some things up.
How are you, my darling?
Good.
Is it just you and Sammy in the front of the house?
It's pretty much just me.
And how long have you been here?
A month and a half.
Good tips?
I don't make tips.
Say that again.
I make hourly.
Serious? So where do the tips go?
The owner.
What?
Yeah.
Ah. I see. Well, that's cool.
I can't believe that.
I know. I try to tell him.
Wow.
So now one of the servers that we talked to here, one of the 2 servers, might I add, there's only 2. Only 2. You can tell she's pretty new because she is trying her hardest not to talk shit or badmouth the place, but with Amy's Baking Company, that is not an easy ask.
Sammy,
Yeah.
you cannot take servers' tips.
Then bring me the people who's going to do their job, and I don't have to interfere. They can take the whole tips for them.
Wow. I'm ready to order.
Okay, I'll take
Thank
your
you.
order. Do you know already what you like
Yes,
to
I do,
start?
yes. Yeah. The fig and pear prosciutto pizza, please.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go for a blue ribbon burger. Medium rare.
Medium rare, excellent.
Please. And I'll take the salmon burger as well at the same time. And then I'll fancy some gnocchi.
No fucking way that old man remembered all of that. I'm already hesitant when a server's like, I don't write anything down. All up here, I'm like, you don't have to prove anything to me. Just please write my order down. But with Sammy, I know for sure that is not the case.
Sammy,
Yeah.
does Miranda use the POS system?
No, she doesn't know yet. Nobody's. I'm the only one who uses it. Yeah.
But the quicker you teach her, the quicker you can take her back seat.
I will teach her when you come the time. I will teach her.
Miranda, have you ever worked on a POS system?
Yes, at every job that I've worked at.
Every job. And how many jobs have you had before you worked at ABC?
A lot.
And of course, adding to the ever-growing laundry list of problems with the owners, Gordon finds out that Sammy does not allow the servers to use the POS terminal to take orders. Only Sammy. Old man tech genius. Which is not promising because he already gives off the impression that he'd copy and paste a Facebook status saying, I do not give Facebook consent to share my personal data.
Well, the crust is supposed to be good, but it's not that crusty. My dough's raw. After all this wait. Wow. I'm telling you what I'm getting, and it's raw, soggy and wet, and too sweet in general.
I don't know how it come out today like this,
Well-
but normally they love that pizza. It's really, really love. We'll take that off.
If you take it back to Amy, please.
Of course, yes.
Thank you.
I don't know why he's saying this about the pizza. Everyone who has it says that they love the pizza. Well, except for that one Yelp review 2 years ago. He didn't like the pizza. And Gordon Ramsay just now. And every single person that's had it in between. But I know my cooking is good. I know my pizza's good.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
I feel like Sammy sugarcoats a lot of what happens in the restaurant. So Amy gets this feeling that like everything she's doing is correct, everything's right.
Don't worry. Everything is okay.
I'm not worried. I'm afraid he's going to say something isn't good.
I know my wife. She doesn't take the criticism. She will be shaking, and then she say, that's it. I'm leaving.
So now we start to see where all of Amy's misplaced confidence in her cooking comes from. Fucking Sammy. He seems to keep every bad review and criticism far away from her, as to not stress her out in the kitchen, which, I mean, I guess mission accomplished, but at what cost, Sammy?
I'll tell you all about it after. After this, relax and do like you do normally. Just do it.
Oh my God, I'm going to freak out.
No, Gordon, he loved it. Okay, well, he did have a few things to say, but let's not worry about those things. Well, what did he say? Oh, nothing you need to worry about. Just, well, he said it was overcomplicated and it was too sweet and the dough was raw, but other than that, that's all he said, actually. Fuck.
I am 75 minutes in, and so far, I've had an undercooked pizza.
I know you've been waiting.
I'm gonna start eating my ticket in a minute.
Oh, okay. I'm going to tell her you're starving.
Holy shit, 75 minutes? And the fact that this is the serving Gordon Ramsay night and he's waited 75 minutes still?
I'm going to tell her you are starving. Okay, she'll move, okay?
She'll move.
I hope so.
You know where that goes.
Okay, let's let the wait time go for now. He's had the pizza, not a fan. Let's see how he likes the burger.
That is one shit burger.
Here's to hoping the red pepper ravioli is just a smidge better.
What a mess.
All right, fuck.
How's the salmon burger doing?
I'll go check on that.
Thank you.
He wanted to know how long on the salmon burger.
It's on its way, Miranda. You don't need to keep reminding us. We know, okay?
I was just saying.
I know, but you don't need to come tell us. We know that it needs to go out.
Oh my god, the way she talks to that server makes me want to rip my hair out. It does not get better throughout the entire episode. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, Amy. Gordon Ramsay wanted me to ask when the burger's gonna come out. I could give less of a shit when the goddamn salmon burger's coming out, okay? But Gordon Ramsay, the angry British man that yells, wanted me to ask you.
Do you want me to take that?
Please, because it is like eating dry cat food. Do you want to take a sample?
No, I really don't.
Go on. Come on. Meow, meow. Let's go through this later.
Okay.
Yeah?
Of
Okay.
course, yeah.
Sure.
This is why you are here. Yeah,
Yes.
of course, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's for you.
Oh, thank
You
you.
only.
Thank you.
Sammy just walks over and yanks that shit out of her hand when Gordon leaves.
Don't worry, don't
I'm not worried.
Never mind.
Drink.
You do. And you do what you do. Do you understand? Just do what you do.
But I'm concerned with his opinion.
He loves
I
the
know.
desert.
I understand.
Please do me a favor. You can. They are good.
Did they just accidentally lock themselves in that freezer? But now after Gordon's taken a few hours to change shirts, it's time for him to return to the restaurant and see the operation close up and get a hands-on experience. And well, it starts off messy.
Blue cheese, marinated mushrooms, crispy bacon bits, white truffle oil. Who comes up with those ideas?
I did.
Because there's certain things that don't go together, and that's four of them.
Chef Ramsay is standing there riding my ass about white truffle oil and garlic aioli. Oh my God, like he's never heard of any flavor profile in the world.
She just threw accents together like she does ingredients on a burger. That was 4 different accents in one sentence, trying to imitate Gordon. And I know I'm throwing stones in a glass house here with my impression, but what the fuck was that?
The raviolis, you cook them from frozen.
Yes, we do.
Do you know how you can make these better?
What? Yes, I can make them from scratch.
No, but
Of
take them
course I
off.
can. Oh yes, of course. Why don't I
Well,
just
I'm trying
delete
to show
everything
you
from my
because
menu?
I'm just trying
And
to
then close my doors. What do you want me to sell?
These are store-bought
I
crap
understand
frozen
that.
ravioli.
They're not crap, and they're delicious. And the first time I've ever.
Oh
Okay.
my
Did you
God.
take raviolis that are in the freezer? Oh my God, sacrilegious.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 seconds, please. The owner is trying to pull the wool over your eyes by offering you frozen raviolis that aren't even made within 500 miles of this front door. So would you mind, personally, if I 86 them to stop you from eating crab? None of you've known about this because the young girl, Maria, grabbed the plate and was about to throw it away. That's a common thread in this restaurant.
There's no point in me speaking, so I'm just
Wow.
gonna work. It's like one long nightmare.
Would you say maybe possibly a kitchen nightmare? Fuck. So far tonight seems to, and I did not think this would be possible, be worse than the first night we saw. Luckily, Amy is taking the pressure surprisingly well.
4B. No, 5B. Are you sure? You don't need to question me, Katie. You can go home right now.
I'm sorry.
Sammy,
Yes, darling.
I would appreciate it if you would send Katie home right
No.
now.
No,
I don't
no,
need
it's
an
okay.
attitude from her. She comes
No, no,
and she
it's
said,
okay.
"Are you
It's
sure?"
because there's the 2 others.
Oh my
Not
God.
today.
Am I sure? What a little shit. Oh my God, what a joke.
Everybody got this food?
Yeah, we're closed. We're closing the kitchen.
Guys. Honestly, I'm sickened. I'm disgusted. You're still so easy to lie to. I kind of want to throw up right now at how easy it is to lie to you guys. Of course, she's not going to take it well. She doesn't take anything well. She shuts the kitchen down, fires one of her waitresses. Sammy continues to do the only thing he knows how to do and just tell whoever's in front of him exactly what they want to hear at all times. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, Gordon, yeah, I'll go tell her right away," and then walks 7 steps back, tells Amy what Gordon said, and when she says, nope, I'm not interested, I don't want to hear what he has to say, he's just like, "Okay, that's fine. I have no thoughts, no conscience."
Wow, $10 tip.
Yeah.
That's nice. For you?
Of course, yeah. Why not?
Do you think the girls deserve some tips tonight?
No, they get hourly.
You guys remember that whole Sammy gets the waiter's tips thing?
So where do the tips go?
The owner.
Yeah, that. It wasn't that long ago. Good job. Well, Gordon is still not happy about that. Rightfully so. And well, neither are the patrons thinking that their tips are going to the waitresses. You know, like they usually do in literally any other establishment.
Sir, the tip that you left the young lady server, the owner takes the tips.
Now, after this, Sammy is pissed. Not denying that this is the case, but he's just like, don't tell them. And because of this, him and Gordon get into an altercation and he tries to intimidate Gordon Ramsay by pulling his mafia card, because suddenly now he has a backbone and he's the gangster. But like, dude, I've seen you talk to your wife. Come on.
No. Okay.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, I will fuck with you. Who
Yeah.
the fuck you think you are?
Oh my God, Sammy's going to hurt him.
I'm fed up. I'm getting sick and tired of your bullshit. Well, then fucking answer my question.
But now, like I said before, Amy, the stellar restaurant owner that she is, decides to close the kitchen, which, you know what? Thank God. This is a kitchen nightmare. I feel like one of those was enough.
I quit. No, you're not. I quit. She is quitting. She has an attitude. She comes to the kitchen tonight. She's like, I set a table. She said, are you sure? Are you my boss?
It's okay. Kitty, please. Go on. No, come on.
She doesn't work here anymore. She's a poisonous little viper, and I don't allow people that have an attitude in my restaurant. What does she know? Who the hell is she?
Poisonous little viper. Holy shit, I'm gonna write that one down. I wanna keep that one in my back pocket to use. That's good.
That's who she is.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Alright, night one was a success. For Kitchen Nightmares, at least. Not so much for the restaurant that they're trying to save. There is much to be desired there. At least Gordon liked the cake. If you remember that brief moment when things were still good. So now after Gordon seeing the restaurant in action both as a guest and from behind the scenes, it's time for him to sit the owners down and air out their grievances and come to some resolution to get this place back on its feet. Again, if it ever was, I don't know. As you can imagine, this does not go well.
It's become evident that you can't take criticism. Why is that?
Are you seriously asking me why I'm
It's
so
okay, Daddy. Yes,
Yeah, I am.
You don't have to cry here. I
I'm
don't want you
not
to cry.
going-
You don't have to cry.
I'm not going to cry, Sammy.
Just
I'm
quiet.
trying to speak and
It's
take
quiet.
out my
Is it trying?
a conversation.
Okay.
No one lets me speak. Ever. Nobody.
Once again, no clue where Sammy stands on any issue at any given time. 10 minutes ago, I thought he was going to call in some wise guys to break Gordon's kneecaps, and now he's telling his wife, no, just let's at least just listen to what Gordon has to say. I do think that's because what Gordon is trying to tell her is that she can't take criticism well, and Sammy's like, dude, I fucking know, right?
What I'm struggling with is that you convince yourselves that it's right. It's not. Tomorrow, I want you open-minded, okay? You as well, Sammy.
I don't make promises that I know I can't keep. I'm going to do everything within myself to try.
All you're getting from me is the truth. Right now, that's what you need. Good night.
Now, while this exchange is brief, we leave with a very questionable promise from Amy to try and do her best tomorrow when Gordon comes in with his rescue plan. There's only 10 minutes left of this episode, though, so I do not have much promise in that. The next day, Gordon shows up ready to tackle this restaurant and begin a new chapter. Except, the doors are locked. Amy and Sammy are not there. But no worries, he just takes a walk to meet two former employees conveniently scheduled for an interview with Gordon. But like, were they already scheduled to be there? What if the doors were unlocked at this restaurant? Would the meeting have just been canceled? You know what? No one gives a shit.
When I started, I was only allowed to pour water glasses and set them at the table. So I worked up front for a few months and basically had to beg my way back into the kitchen.
Talking with them, we basically hear the same stuff that we're seeing in the episode already, except for one little tidbit from the former busboy.
He can't take complaints in like a professional manner, which is the worst part. He made me wash his car one day.
What?
I know it's shitty on Sammy's part, but God, if that isn't the funniest thing I've heard this entire episode, making that boy wash a car.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Sammy. Today is a new day.
Also, geez, if there's one thing Gordon Ramsay's gonna do, it's wear the tightest t-shirt he can find. That thing is gripping and hugging his body.
But you're not prepared to understand that I'm here to show you what's right. And you can't take that.
I can. I'm ready for that. I have no problems with the food.
I told you about the burger, you refused to listen.
I did not. I
Every
asked
time
you
I tell
what
you
was
something,
wrong with it.
you come back with an excuse.
I kept
After
asking you
excuse,
what's wrong
after
and you couldn't
excuse.
give me
I told
an
you,
answer.
the bun for the beef burger was soggy as anything.
I have never had a problem with that hamburger, ever.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kitchen Nightmares editors always come with receipts. That is for damn sure.
You'll blame her and you'll blame the customers, but customers were waiting for the food through your husband's mistake.
But okay, we're going to forget yesterday.
Right.
We're going to start, if we continue the show, we're going to start from scratch.
I like how once Gordon brought Sammy into it, Sammy's like, well, you know what, let's just forget about yesterday, all right? Today is a new day, all right?
I met Jessica and Henry this morning, and I got told some awful things.
Like what?
The way you treat staff. They have to clean cars in the middle of service because the boss wants his car cleaned.
Sammy's just like, ah, shit, I did do that, didn't I? Fuck.
They have to clean cars in the middle of service because the boss wants his car cleaned.
Okay, yeah, and he did a shit job too.
Have you not had a turnover of more than 50 people?
She was wrong. 100 or even more than 100.
Wow.
Yeah, not only 50,
So
yeah,
the
100.
stats are actually worse than she told me.
Okay, you know what, Gordon Ramsay? That is not true, all right? We did not fire 50 people. It was double that at least.
Yes, it's worse, yes.
Could you tell your wife that? Because I don't think she knows.
Excuse me.
You're
I
gonna
need
run off
water.
again?
Yesterday I didn't even eat or drink, and I have to drink water. Jesus Christ, are you gonna attack me for wanting to fucking drink some water too? My God. I don't even know why we came back here. I'm going home.
Now you're going home?
This is such bullshit. Nobody even fucking is listening to me. Fucking, they're gonna go by Jessica? This, oh my God, unbelievable. These people are incredible.
You know what? I thought this was going to be pleasant. I mean, it's a new day. Amy did her hair and everything, but she storms off after hearing some, I will say, very mild criticism and has to go get some water. All this going on while Sammy's just sitting there thinking to himself, $1 million. If I just had $1 million right now.
You cannot talk to your wife and the issues. That she can't take criticism before I met
That's
her.
fine. I have no problem saying that.
That's fine. Wow. I think you're too far gone.
Okay, then let's end the show. You think I'm too far gone? There's no hope. Yalla, yalla. It's Christmas. Let's go home. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's water. Okay, so Sammy does have his faults. And a lot of them. And he hilariously made that kid wash his car. But I do feel sort of bad for him in this situation, because it's obvious he wants Gordon to help here, and for Amy to listen to what Gordon has to say. He's like, please, Amy, just don't make this a waste. Don't make all of this for nothing. And by all of this, I also mean that $1 million that I gave you that I somehow had.
You have the right to run the business the way you want to run your business. I have the right to do the right thing. And the right thing for me is to get out of here. Good luck.
And just like that, Gordon doesn't even get the chance to implement his master plan, which sucks because that's usually the part of the episode that I'm excited to see. I want to see what changes he does make. But if we're being honest, I don't imagine that would have gone well regardless, and it probably would have looked a lot like the last two nights already did. Now, as disappointing as this is, there is a glimmer of hope. In fact, there's a bonus episode that came sometime after, following up on Amy's baking company. And it's not exactly what I was hoping for. I mean, it is a follow-up, but it's not like a full episode with Gordon coming back and getting a chance to put his plan into action. It almost feels like a clip show episode hosted by Gordon on this nice hotel restaurant set. We get bonus footage from the original episode, confessionals, interviews, it's pretty much that kind of thing. But I'm gonna skip ahead to where we actually get a follow-up with the restaurant, and we're gonna see how things have been going with Amy and Sammy. We start off getting to hear from Miranda, one of the servers that we saw in the original episode. Not to be confused with the one that got yelled at and fired, but well, it turns out she was also actually yelled at and fired after all.
After Chef Ramsay left, it was just a dramatic mess.
Sammy, no! I'm not
Amy and Sammy thought everyone was out to get them.
Attitude I've never seen in my life.
They fired everyone, told everyone they can do everything on their own. The next day I was called and Amy and Sammy begged for me to come back, so I did.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Sammy and Amy saw that I had taken a $5 tip from my customer and had a huge fit over it and told me that I'm a thief and get out of his restaurant. And I threw the money at them and I walked out and told them, don't ever talk to me again. I'm done with this place.
Damn, I wish the camera crew would have been there for that. I would have I would have loved to see Miranda put her fucking foot down all the way.
A lot of my friends have actually gone there just to check it out because now it's like a tourist site. Everybody wants to see if Amy was actually that crazy.
So that's the thing. Apparently this episode garnered a bunch of attention because, of course it did, and now the restaurant is being treated kind of like a tourist attraction.
One of our friends ordered a drink, got it, noticed that there was something floating in the drink. It had 3 fruit flies in it. We called Sammy over and he got really upset and he said there are no flies. He never even acknowledged that there was anything wrong.
I said to him, we didn't bring flies in our pockets with us. And he just said, you have to go, you have to go, you have to go.
Yeah, that about checks out to me. And not only are they apparently just as bad as they were on the show originally, they seemingly have cranked it up to an 11 and are owning it and trying to capitalize off of it, and you're about to see exactly how they do that.
If you go to their website, they're selling t-shirts that are printed with lines from the show.
Respect the hustle and everything, but man, do you have to be a special kind of person to be like, yeah, I know I'm the worst, but I'm at least gonna make money being the worst. But now the moment that you've all been waiting for, we're going to meet up with the owners in this very much not planned and surprised pop-in to the restaurant with the Kitchen Nightmares correspondent, which is apparently a thing.
We want to catch up with you and Sammy. Do you have a few minutes for us?
No. You come what to talk to me?
I'd love to talk with you.
No, you talk to me and I want money because this time from Kitchen Nightmare I want money. You guys did make so much money because of us, and Gordon Ramsay tried to bury me alive. Who he wants, I will bury him first.
Well, so far, not so great. I will say Sammy does have a point. Shows like this make so much money off of these businesses while simultaneously destroying them. Not that this place needed a lot of help doing so. They were doing a good job on their own.
I know the people that came here were Yelpers because I have proof of it. They were on Yelp talking about it after they were filming and before they were coming here. This is not stuff that I've invented. I'm not delusional. I'm not crazy. Yes, we are passionate. Yes, we are wild. If I came after you, you would probably stand up too.
I guess it's nice to know that Amy's still not putting any periods in these sentences.
There was one person, he left on this plate, and I have it in my office, and I have the surveillance camera proof of it. He puts a giant rubber cockroach on the plate and left it there, left without buying a cake, and thought that that was funny. We are dealing with that daily.
All right, so I'm going to take a step back here. Obviously, they are terrible business owners, terrible at running a restaurant, terrible at taking criticism, overall pretty terrible in a lot of ways. But let's not pretend like there aren't a bunch of little shits that saw the episode and came to this restaurant to then be little shits at this restaurant. Like, I 100% believe that cockroach thing. That sounds like a little shit thing to do. So I can sympathize with them there. That's about it.
Nobody make money because those trolls. Because Gordon Ramsay told them I'm stealing tips to the people.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the tips? I was pretty surprised that the waitresses didn't keep their tips. Why, Sammy?
Because I give them hourly very high.
Now I'm going to save you some time and some mental energy. Basically, the last few minutes of this are them saying that Gordon Ramsay set them up and lied about them, while going through every line saying, well, yeah, Gordon said that we steal tips, but we don't do that. We pay them salary. We just take the tips that they're given and we then make them ours. As if it's not still kind of a crime. So yeah, guys, that was the Amy's Baking Company episode of Kitchen Nightmares. I'd love to do more episodes of this show, so if you have any specific episode suggestions, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. As always, if you did, consider liking, commenting, sharing with your friends. It all helps me out a ton. Subscribe if you're new here, and with all that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Chris James, I'm a dog, I miss games. Chris James, your bitch